Alright guys, good morning. Hope everybody had a good weekend. Let me make sure this is muted. Alright, yeah, everything's good. What's up, two-way? Yeah, I'm watching AMD. Today's the day I use bigger sizing, though, with the opening range breakout on AMD. It's time to move on to real money, so that's what I'm doing today. So we'll see how that goes. Hopefully it turns out well. Watching a few other ones, though. Watching MBOT. MBOT gapping up from 240 to 434, so a pretty extensive gap up. Not tradable, unfortunately, but nice gap up regardless. We also have Yeti, YETI. YETI gapping up from 1672 to 1850. We have YGYI gapping up from 654 to 740. We have GG gapping up from 969 to 1061 on the move up from gold. We have AA gapping up a little bit. NBEV gapping up from 618 to 645. We got ACB, big gap up here from 638 to 663. Had a big green day Friday as well. Gonna look at the other cannabis stocks to see if there's any sympathy plays like CGC and CGC or CGC and CRON. Also looking at SBS gapping up from 1059 to 1145. And that's about it. Watching the overall market. Market's down today. SPY's gapping down some from where it closed on Friday. It closed at 258.98, essentially 259. And it's sitting at roughly 257 now. So it's down about $2 in pre-market. Let me see. I mean, that might be the biggest gap. I don't know, Luke. DCAR. No, I mean, GG here. Like, if you look at GG, it's over. I mean, it's like, what is this? It's like roughly 10%, just about 10%. Gapping out from 969 to 1060, so that's a pretty big gap. PCG still dropping right now. PCG still getting hit. Yep. I mean, this was a pretty big gap down now. Look at this one. This one's down from $17.59 down to $8.90. It's a pretty big hit for PCG here. And I mean, granted, this company did start the California wildfires. It's a huge hit. But yeah, today's the day we use real money with the opening range breakout. It did me pretty well last week. I have to go look to see what my paper account closed at, but what I totaled it up to be about, hold on, let me, what I totaled it up to be about, $700 and something in profit from what I made, from what I remember. Here, let me look it up. Sorry, that's my notes from my last video. WordPress is frozen. Interesting. Well, I'm gonna have to Control-Alt-Delete this if WordPress is frozen. It says WordPress isn't even. Oh, it is. Okay. There we go. I don't know why I was doing that. What was I saying, though? I forgot what I was saying. Caution on shorting MJ stocks. Yeah, the cannabis stocks are up last week, man. They've been really running some last week. A two-way trader posted YGYI announces exclusive cross-marketing agreement with Icelandic Glacial in joint development of new products, including RTB CBD, to extend YGYI's roster of omni-direct lifestyle brands. So YGYI reached an agreement and kind of joined forces with Icelandic Glacial in joint development of new products. I did see that they did have a new cannabis bill introduced to Congress. They saved it for the 420 bill too. We'll see what happens with it. I mean, I know I do too. Look at PCG, man. Look at this stock drop right now in pre-market. Huge percentage drop. It's down over 50%. Yeah, that is weird, Jono, the cannabis stocks. Yeah, most of the cannabis stocks are up. I mean, Cron and CGC are actually down some. They're not down much, but they're down some. NBEV is up. And like ACB, I think, is up. Let me see. Yeah, ACB is up after a big run on Friday. But a few of the other ones are down, actually. Yeah, I'll be right back, guys. I gotta go grab my phone so I can look up some news. Alright, I'm back. Alright, so let's look up the news on PCG to see kind of what is causing this big drop. I mean, I kind of know what it's about, but I don't know the actual specific catalyst that caused this. So let's look it up. So they put out a bunch of press releases for PCG that said it's preparing for bankruptcy. It says they face colossal liability and they're seeking bankruptcy protection. Alright, so the vice president posted... PG&E said Sunday, January 13th, that the CEO Williams was stepping down and that John Simon, the company's general counsel, would serve as interim CEO until a replacement is found. Apparently, they're facing liabilities over the wildfires, and they're going to file for bankruptcy protection. And yeah, this announcement follows the resignation of their chief executive the day before. And they have given the required 15-day advance notice that they plan to file for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. And so, yeah, bankruptcy news, CEO stepping down. And thus, you get some of these big drops here. We'll see what we get. I mean, it's a big drop, but they are filing for bankruptcy. Pretty terrible news. And this company, I mean, I'm sorry, but this company kind of deserves it. Yeah, I'm looking at YGYI as well. YGYI gapping up from 654 to 740. Let's see what's going on with it, but it is gapping up as well. I'm not really seeing any new stuff for YGYI. Let me pull a different platform up and see if I can find anything on a different platform. Oh, they got something here. Oh yeah, that's what somebody posted it. They reached the deal with Icelandic Glacier Company. All right, so we can also look at Yeti. YETI. You can see Yeti is up from 1672 to 1821. Not really any news for this one. Maybe sympathy plays for Yeti, YETI. Also looking at, like I said, GG, which is Gold Corp Incorporated. I think this one's just moving on gold news. Maybe the SPY dropping some is causing gold to push up. From what I see, Newport Mining is buying Gold Corp, and shares are up roughly 13%. Let's look a little bit deeper into this. Yeah, so Newport Mining, which is the ticker name NEM, signed a definitive deal to buy fellow gold producer Gold Corp, which is GG. You can see GG gapping up here. And the transaction is valued at $10 billion. They stated this today. Yeah, the merged company will be named Gold Corp, Newmont Gold Corp, with Gary Goldberg as the CEO and Tom Palmer as the president and COO. Interesting here. We also have SBS here. You can see SBS gapping up from 1059 to 1145. Let's look to see what's going on with this. Not really showing anything for this one either. Not sure why that one's up. I'll be right back, guys. Mitch should be here pretty soon, but I'll be back in like a minute. All right, guys, I'm back. What's up, John? Hello, can you please explain this from the basic package? Approximately 20 group mentoring sessions, classes, around 5 per week. So yeah, so like if you buy the basic package, you get like roughly 20 live classes. You know, like holiday months, you're gonna get a little bit less. But for the most part, you get about 5 per week, and they're live classes. So Mitch and I are actually there. You also get the backlog of all our old classes, which at this point I think is like over 60. So like over 60 old classes, and you'll get that file that has access to them. Plus, like you'll be able to join us live, you know, once a night during the week. But yeah, today's the day, guys. Time to move up with live money with AMD opening range breakout. We'll see how that goes. You know, it's time. And no matter what happens, you know, I tested it. I just have to stick with it. Yes, it is different. I mean, we hold classes every night. So it's like every night at I think it's at like 7 p.m. Eastern time every night. But like I said, even if you're not gonna make that, you know, we record every class, and then you'll get the backlog of all the 60 plus classes that we have thus far. But yeah, AMD gapping down with the overall market. The overall market's down, you know, a pretty significant amount. I mean, this is actually a pretty big gap down for the overall market. It's down from the almost 259, and it's down to 257 or so. So a pretty significant gap down for the overall market. You can see this here. So a very interesting day. You know, we're definitely getting some volatility, at least in pre-market from the overall market. And so we'll see how that affects the strategy I use. But like I said, it's time to use real money. I'm just going to stick to the plan no matter what happens. And, you know, that's the whole point. We back tested it. We traded it. We tested it. It's time to move up. What's up, John? What's up, man? Good morning. Yeah, for sure. I mean, gold is up. Netron, you know, we have gold that's up. SPY is down. A lot of other stocks are down because of that, but we got some up movement. Yeah, man, it's cold up here too. It was cold in my house this morning. My wife and I fight over the AC, and she likes to turn it ridiculously cold in the middle of the night. It's like 65 degrees. And so when I wake up, I'm freezing. I turn it to like 75. She gets mad at me. You know, it's a cycle. It's the cycle of life around here. Two-way. Yeah, it's a video library of 60 plus classes. I don't know. I just call it a backlog because that's what it is. Last question, and in this class you explained it. We do a little bit of both. Like we explain trading concepts and stuff for new people. Like that's what we mostly do. But like we usually go over strategies a few times a week in them. So like we'll have certain classes that are about strategies. We'll have certain classes that are about risk and reward. We'll have certain classes about analyzing trends in the overall market, and so we got a bunch of classes on a bunch of different stuff. It's pretty broad. Um, so yeah, like if you do one, man, and if you do it and you change your mind about it, just let me know. I'll give you a refund. I'm not trying to like hold anybody there. You know, Mitch and I definitely aren't getting rich off of those things. We're just yeah, that's true too, boy. But like we just show the process. Like one thing that I get asked about a lot is like back testing, like how I back test. No, like Luke, see the big thing, like we don't want to be that. Like I'm not nothing against Ross, like I'm just not trying to be that. Like I always say, like I'm not claiming to be an expert or like a guru or anything like that. I'm also not charging people thousands for it. Like it's like $30 a month. It's like uh in relation to like how many classes you get, it's like 50 cents a class, Like I'm not trying to be a guru and I'm not trying to act like a know-it-all. I'm just trying to explain the stuff that we've learned thus far that's helped us, and kind of give us all a place to talk about trading and learn about trading. So it's not like I'm not trying to be a guru or like trick people by telling them I'm an expert so they spend thousands of dollars. I'm just not. That's not what I'm trying to do. What's up, Mike? Yo, yo. Good morning, man. Appreciate it, yours. Hey, appreciate it, man. Yeah, we'll see how today goes. I'm definitely going to have to analyze the first 5 minute candle of AMD, and then use the appropriate share size with that information. For instance, like if the first candle is like over 50 cents, I'm definitely going to scale down some. If the first candle's like, I don't know, 10 to 20 cents, I'll probably use 5 to 600 shares. We'll just see what we get. What's up, Pun? Good morning, man. All right. See where we should get Mitch here sometime soon. He should be showing up sometime. Let me text him. But yeah, I'm excited to trade today. What I'll probably do is like I'm still going to be using like I'll use the opening range breakout, and depending on how that goes, I'll probably still look for VWAP fades and stuff like that, just depending on what the overall market's going to do. I definitely have to analyze the overall market on days like today, specifically if AMD starts to follow the overall SPY. Um, like AMD ended up pushing up kind of from the get-go yesterday. SPY stayed choppy up until about, I don't know, 11 o'clock market time. And so, I'm definitely going to be watching both to see what happens. The overall way to approach the trade, like I think I went over my results earlier, but the overall way I want to approach the trade, just from back testing it, is, let me find it. Just from back testing it is I take partials at 1-to-1 like this says, and then I let the rest go until noon market time after taking profits, and then I use my risk as, I use my entry as the risk on the remaining shares. So for instance, like just using what happened Friday as an example, I let it push, and this is something I did wrong Friday, and it's something I'm going to have to work on having the patience for with this strategy. But, I get in at the high of the day break. I look for that 1-to-1 profit target, which would have been up there. And then after I take that first profit, I just let the rest work, up until noon market time, which would have been here. Would have been about break even using that route, but that's kind of the goal. And so I can get much better than 1-to-1. You can see like my biggest gain from paper trading was last Monday. And the reason it was such a big gain is because you could see here, let's see, it was on January 8th. Because you could see on that day, I just let it work on the short side all the way down until here. And so it was a much bigger gain than some of these other ones. And so I was able to really maximize the gain on Monday. And I think that's how I need to approach it. With this said, though, since I'm definitely going to be using bigger share size than I have previously, I'll probably be taking bigger losses as well. And it's not something to really get worried about. The losses I take might be, $100-$200. Because the gain should be, $300-$400 hopefully. And so it's okay if I take a little bit larger losses than I have previously, because at this point I've done all the hard work for this strategy and I just need to let it work for myself. I'll probably still jump in with using a little bit smaller sizing, not necessarily 1,000 shares. It all depends on how big that first candle is. You know, the range of that first candle is what's going to ultimately dictate what kind of share size I take. But yeah, that's the goal, and I think that's the most reasonable way to approach it, because if letting it work until noon gives me better reward to my risk on the trade. What's up, Mike? Eric, good morning. What did AXSM end up doing? And I'm telling you, I bought a put option on this one, and it just never went anywhere. Which is okay. I mean, a lot of put options are going to expire. And that one did as well. Let's see, what do you have? SAEX as well? FTK? I remember some of these last week. Yeah, look at SAEX. It's a pretty big move for it. And it's tradable. They added SAEX to TAFs. And so SAEX is tradable now. What else? AXSM. Lower volume. What about FTK? FTK still up a lot. Wasn't this a buyout or something of the sorts? It's still not tradable, but SAEX is. What, buddy? Okay, hold on 1 second. Sorry, guys, my son ran a fever all weekend, and so he is home from school again today. He's going to make a cameo on the stream, probably. Let's see where Mitch is at. There we go. We got Mitch in here. Let's make sure this works.
Yo, yo, yo.
Yeah, I think it's working. Say something again. You got some music playing? What is that? Oh. Yo, yo, sorry. I had myself muted on Zoom. Say something again, man.
Good. What's up, what's up?
Alright, yeah, it's working. Alright, everybody can hear Mitch. We're good.
Has the fall begun?
I don't know, man.
I don't know. I'm looking pretty smart just about now.
Yeah, man.
Hey, that SPY is already down 4 points.
We talked about it in class yesterday, about how, you know, you look at the SPY overall, and you kind of see all of this resistance above it around 260 up to maybe 262. And that the overall consensus from most people, I think, that we were talking with, is that the SPY is going to come back down, get rejected at this resistance. Who knows, though? I mean, you never know, but it's definitely down a significant amount. Yeah, we got. Yep. Yeah, you got music in the background, Mitch.
Oh, you already know that classical life. Hold on a second.
Man.
Let me tell Alexa to shut up.
I actually finally got an Alexa. You know, I cursed her out this weekend, but we have an Alexa now. I was kind of against it, but
at least I don't have to get up.
Right. I mean, we bought it. We ended up buying a new AC thing, like an AC unit. And Alexa just kind of came with it. And so now we can talk to our AC unit.
There you go. It works good with lights. I think that's probably the best use for it.
Yeah, for sure.
But I can see how air conditioning could definitely help too.
Yeah, I mean, that's what, like, I think I've said probably a bunch of times that my wife and I, like, battle over the AC. She likes it, like, really cold at night, and I like to, like, wake up and be, like, warm and, like, cozy in my house. And she likes it, like, freezing. Like, I'm freezing to death in my house because my wife has the AC at, like, 62 degrees at night. And so now I can just wake up and be like, Alexa, turn up the heat, and then she'll do it, you know? Yeah, right, that's the only reason I was kind of against it, Luke. You know, only reason. It's because you know they're just taking my info in.
Hey, I got no problem.
What's up, Live Gains? What's up, brother? What's up, Connor? How you doing, man? My my charts are not that clear. You might have to refresh it, John. It might be your end. I think it's subjective. I think it all depends on your side.
All right, so going to be looking for key supports to break here today. I feel like we could have that retrace start to happen. And so the only thing that matters is every stock's key support, and also going to be watching the SPY to break down and continue going down. One of the key things that I always see when we get kind of this downward gapping move early is I'm going to look for a bounce to resistance and rejection off resistance to show me that it's going to do that swing right back down. A lot of times when we get this kind of already big pre-market kind of down move, you get a little bounce and then a flush down. So that's what we'll be looking on most stocks. Top watch, MU. I think this daily chart really shows a nice run back up from the 26th onto the 14th. You could draw an upward trending line. It has kind of that double top action there in the 29 area. And now I'm going to be looking to see if it can break down through the support, which is going to be at this 34.53 pricing. And I'm going to look to see if it can break down through that area and head down towards that 32.50.
Interesting. Yeah, we also got gold moving some. We have GG getting bought out by another gold company, I believe. So GG gapping up in a big way from 9.69 to 10.55, almost $1. So yeah, we'll see where GG goes as well. We also have NBEV, which is kind of trading against some of these other cannabis stocks. NBEV gapping up, ACB gapping up. ACB is probably the stronger looking one out of all of these. And we can actually trade SAEX. So SAEX is tradable for us. But yeah, we'll see what we get. You know, like I said, first day using real money with the opening range. There's a few things to consider with this one. Though. The first one is that I do kind of want to let it test a little bit here. You know, I want to let it test the previous high or low, because if not, I'm going to get days like, where was it? Like this day, right? Where it just barely stopped out 1 cent and then it kept going. So I can't be super... I need to be strict with it, but I also should let it test, I think, just in case it fakes me out, specifically if there's a big support or resistance underneath it. And I especially need to follow the overall market with this play.
All right. Top watches right now is MU, NBEV, APHA, and Tiva. It's going to be my top watches right now. Of course, I'm still watching AMD also. The real key is, are we going to get that downward action move? I think if we get that downward action move, we can really start making our kind of ways back to where we were 3 weeks ago. If we do get that downward action, this is when I expect myself to go ahead and step up to the plate. One of the keys, I think, in trading is learning when the market is working with you and when it's working against you. When it's working against you, you kind of have to, if it's not your strategy, really abide by it. Take your small hits, you know, when it's that choppy market and you get caught in the chop, but really kind of saving your risks for the days that actually match more towards your strategy. If you do this, you can have an ability to attack the macro also with the micro. The micro being your stock and the macro being this overall market. If you're able to use the combination, you should be able to really tackle and get those big gains that you're looking for.
Yeah, for sure. And we have some gappers today. You know, we have, like I said, SAEX. We have GG. We have YETI, YGYI. We have NBEV, ACB, SAEX, SBS, And yeah, that's about it. So we got some stocks going against the overall market. Yeah, it's kind of blurry on my end now too. Hold on one second. All right, there we go. It's a little bit better. All right, so like I said, first day using real money. Opening range breakout. We'll see how good it treats me. Considering the accuracy rate of this strategy, though, I kind of just got to stick with it. I just kind of have to stick with it and let it keep working here. What's up, Jack? Good morning, man. All right, we got about 8 minutes. Hold it down, Mitch. I'll be right back.
All right, let's catch up with the chat, see what's going on. All right. Let me catch up here, see what people are talking about. What's up? What's up, Dex? What's up, Jack? Ugetes, Two Way, Connor Duke, my boy John O in the house. All right, guys, let's do something a little different today. How about everybody go ahead and put up their main stock watch? Let's go ahead and put up one stock that you feel overall has the greatest potential for your day, whether that be matching your strategy or you just feel like has potential. This way, anyone out there trying to kind of gain some list of stocks can find and kind of circle through our stocks. We always have our watch list, but you guys could always help each other out. Mr. Charts, I like your hypothesis. One of the good things is you're having an ability to have different options, different plays. If you're using a hypothesis kind of method, it's not bad at all. You just have to know what strategy you're matching with each hypothesis. And if you have a strategy with each hypothesis, you can go ahead and use that. I think that hypothesis 1 and 3 are more likely than 2, but 2 can very much happen also. I think we're either going to have a market that pulls up quickly, then drops below, like the chart says here. That's kind of my hypothesis. And the second or the third here, market pulls up and breaks the high of day. That's what we could also have. We could have like kind of a fake washout at the beginning or a run through the resistance and it just closes the gap. I think we still have an opportunity to really kind of start taking this move right back down. The SPY on the daily definitely showing up resistance up there in the 259s multiple times, whether that was Friday intraday or after market hours. We tried to break out 2 or 3 times over that 259, but couldn't. And this morning, really just knocking down on Sunday. By Monday morning, already down to 256. and the daily chart starting to look like it's going to pull back. All right, my main stock is going to be MU, guys. If I had to watch one, that would be the one I would be watching. MBOT moving. I don't think MBOT is tradable for me, but I think it's one that, I've seen it move before. Does have a tendency to move really quickly. Let me go ahead and take a look at it.
All right. So yeah, we had Snapchat showing up in the scanners here.
Yep.
So
MBOT
Snapchat
making huge moves through that reversal when it came back down in November.
Marley's upset, bro. Yeah, we got MBOT up from 240 to 434. It's not tradable for us, but big move, big percentage move. Let's look to see what's going on with this one, why this one's moving. We also have, AU popping up on the scanners, MAXR.
All right, we're getting kind of close towards that open. Start locking down on what your levels and what you're looking for. And that way you have an ability, if the market gives it to you right out the open, you can go ahead and execute your trade.
Hey, appreciate the sub, Johnny Gonzalez. Welcome, brother. Appreciate it. So Microbot Medical, which is MBOT, is up after the company announced quote unquote highly encouraging study results that demonstrate the potential of its self-cleaning product in treating hydrocephalus. And yeah, they stated, quote unquote, we believe the performance of the SCS during this and previous studies gives us greater confidence to explore additional medical applications for the device in conditions where occlusion occurs, such as in the traumatic brain injury space, this was said by Hillel Gaddett, which is the CEO. It kind of sounded like fluff piece, a little puff piece there. I don't know how significant that data is. I mean, it's kind of a subjective press release. Like, yeah, we had really great results. Look how great we are. And so I don't know, man. We'll see what we get with it. All right, guys, we got a minute left. Let me put these intraday scans up and then get ready. Look, man, we got the legend gracing us here, with his patented quote by Apple. All right, guys, we got 25 seconds, so good luck, everybody. Yeah, I'm doing it today, Dex. Today's the first day live with it, so doing it today, bro. First day using it today. We'll see what we get. All right, there's the bell. All right, AMD dropping. All right, so this first candle's already 20 cents. APHA, Danny. All right, guys. Let's see, we got GG heading down, AMD dropping significantly here. Overall market is down some on the day already. Not really getting much popping up on the scanners quite yet. CGC. Yeah, we got GG down some underneath the VWAP. Let's look at SAEX. We got SAEX dropping some. What was the other one? ACB. Some of these other cannabis stocks are really moving. Let's see what we get. ACB is up on the day at this point. Currently at 663. We got the SPY dropping some. Mitch, you there, brother?
My bad. I had the mute on. Yeah, I saw MU really tank at the open, guys. Watching MU, AMD tank at the open.
Yeah.
Saw a lot of volume step in there at the open, guys. It's getting hit hard here. I'm gonna look for a VWAP fade on MU. Risk is 75. Entry is 60.
NBEV popping up on my scanners here, going up. So NBEV is up. Cron is up. Cannabis stocks are up today for sure. They're all spiking. CGC, Cron, NBEV. All the cannabis stocks are kind of running here. All right, we got about 3 minutes that have passed since the open. AMD's still in this little range here, this 25-cent range or so. 30-cent range maybe. Maybe starting to head up here. It just depends. The SPY's down. PED popping up on the scanners here. Which is fine, because the more range-bound AMD stays, the better it ultimately is. Because once it finally breaks the range, I think it'll have a little bit more momentum. But yeah, look at NBEV here. Look at some of these cannabis plays really running. NBEV. We have ACB up, Cron up, CGC up. So the cannabis stocks are going here. SAEX maybe starting to rebound some.
Maybe NIO possibility, VWAP fade.
Oh yeah, did you see PCG this morning, Mitch? I see SA putting stuff up here, but yeah, PCG, man, that thing just got hit overnight. I don't know if you saw that one yet, Mitch, but that one got hit.
Man, I kind of wanted that in the 20s, man. We should have taken a little option on this.
Yeah, for sure.
Sure, the options were real, probably good expensive, but
yeah. All right, so let's look at the range of this, right? The range is from 2002 to 1974. So that is about from 72 to 20 is about a 28-cent range. All right, so we'll use 400 shares as long as it stays in this range, which I'm pretty sure it will. So far, looking at the 1 minute on AMD, it's still pretty range bound right now.
Like that move on MU, I just missed it. 3460s off of 3470s. Could have done maybe even 3450s off of 60s.
All right, so watching the SPY here as AMD has formed this opening range. Yeah, like AMD's kind of in yeah, it's in that range bound play. It's in that range so far in between these two high and low points. It's just kind of consolidating in that range. I think it all depends on what the market does here. You know, if the market bounces here, it could be bad for the strategy. We'll see. I'll give it a minute. Your P&L on Thinkorswim. 1 minute, TJ. I'll try to get to that. I'm pretty sure you just go to OpenBP or Stock BP, net liquidity. You just go up here, and it'll tell you what your loss is. Profit and loss, I'm not sure. All right, we got a bounce up on the SPY approaching the VWAP here. NIO completely faked out that fade. Didn't look bad, but it faked it out. UNG really pushing up here. But yeah, so far AMD is still in that opening range, which I think is not bad because the longer it stays in that range, the more powerful that range is going to be. Getting close here. SPY looks like it's bouncing back. See what we get. Really close.
It's a strong move.
Yeah.
Mm.
Kind of confirm that range.
Washed down pretty nice on MU there.
So from what I see, AMD's following the SPY pretty close. All right, I'm in AMD with 400 shares.
Long or short? What?
Long.
There you go.
Let's see what we get. All right, so let's see where 1-to-1's going to be. This is about 28 cents, so we probably be up here at about 20.30 is where I want to take profits at 20.12 now. Not bad. Let's give it that time. See what happens here on the SPY is, I think, the big thing to watch.
I'm watching NIO. NIO looks interesting here.
All right, we're up to 12s. SPY pulling up, trying to get to the high of the day here. Squeezing up. Would be great to see a high of the day break on the SPY. Really cause that momentum on the upside for this one. There's a move up on the SPY, testing the high of the day. There it goes. It broke it. We should get an upward move here, which should be good for my strategy up to 15s. Just hope it doesn't come back down and stay choppy here.
257.11 is the resistance on the SPY. That's what I'm going to look to hold.
There's 18s. All right. Oh, no, I bought more shares. Oh, no. All right, I took off half there. I accidentally bought more shares, so now I have 300. But I make some profits here. About 8 cents too early, but I accidentally bought more when I was trying to sell. First day using real money, so I just got to get used to holding it like I should. SPY really pushing up in a strong way, so not looking bad for me. But SPY's looking good, so yeah, I'll try to scale out some here. Like I said, ideally I want to get that 1-to-1 target. But if not, I'll try to let the rest work and see how much this one can go. The SPY's looking strong, pushing up. Even though we are getting a pullback for AMD, which is kind of weird. A pretty big pullback at that. that squeeze back up. SPY still trying to break that high again. Not looking bad. Let's see if we can get up to 2030. That's the goal. Definitely following the SPY pretty close.
Looks like it's going to break down there.
Which one?
APHA. That's a weed stock breaking down there. VBOT reject possibility 707, 705s off 711.
Okay.
6 cent.
Look at SAEX break that high of the day and go here. SAEX squeezing up. SPY trying to break over. Consolidate around the highs here. Alright, back up to 16. SPY broke the high of the day. Looking better. See if we keep getting some upward momentum here. Got to 20s. SPY up. Up to 21s, looking good. What am I in now? 300 shares. I'm going to take some more profits here. Close, getting that 1-to-1 finally. Oh no, I bought it again, man. What am I doing? Alright, well. I got 200 left. I'm going to let the rest work. Yeah, I'm so used to shorting that I click buy when I'm supposed to sell. And I click sell when I'm supposed to buy. You know. But yeah, so that at this point, I got the 1-to-1 target. I can just kind of let it work. Okay, so I've taken profits. I've scaled out of this one like I should have. Ideally, maybe I want to sell a little bit more shares, but I can let the rest work and let it work until 11 o'clock my time, which is 12 p.m. market time.
One that I'll tell you guys to watch if you guys like trading bigger stocks is Twillo, TWLO. It's a $90 stock, but has a good pattern there as we're breaking down below the low of the day there on it.
The good news for this is that I've scaled out most of my position. I'm still holding 200 shares, and I could really just let the rest work. You know, hopefully the SPY continues just heading in the upward direction, but I've scaled out of it enough to where I'm pretty comfortable in this trade, and I can really just let it work going with my original plan here. Unless the SPY does something crazy, I'm going to stay in this trade and let it continue working here.
All right, looks like MVEV is breaking down also there.
We're up to 25s. SPY dropping some, so we may get a drop on NBEV here, but AMD's up to 25s here. 26, 27, 28, looking good.
Let's see this bounce here and see what happens.
Up to 30s on AMD, looking good here.
It's certain stocks holding well there. Even though they're coming back, they're holding well.
All right, we got a nice break. All right, I took another 100 off here, and now I'm going to let the rest really work. So I've banked $60 profits already in the trade, and I can really just let this rest work. Kind of hands off at this point. Even if it drops to my entry level, then I'm going to get out.
What share size did you use?
400. And so now, depending on how much the SPY pushes up, it's gonna dictate what kind of AMD does here. And hopefully AMD just continues. It's already filled the entire gap, which is yeah, Todd. If you remember the back testing results I did, like I did the back testing results on gap reversals, right? So like when it traded against the gap, and it had a pretty high accuracy rate, and I think that's kind of what we're seeing here. It's specifically when it gaps over 20%, like it did today. You know, AMD definitely gapped over 20% today. But really beautiful follow through with the first day of live money. I'm definitely happy with it so far. I've scaled almost all the way out of it, holding a quarter of my initial position now. And so we'll see what we get. SPY's dropping some here. But I'll let it work. See if it finds some support at that previous closing price is what I'm looking at now. Yeah, for sure. And like I said, I tested them charts, and I got pretty good results for the gap fills. You know, the gap fill results I got were, I think it was like 76% accurate for gap fills. Oh yeah, for sure. I kind of agree with that. Like, I don't know if I would trust using somebody else's results either. I kind of want to test it myself, you know. One second, Jordan. Hold on, man. So I'm using the opening range breakout strategy, Jordan. If you want me to post the video, I can. I have a video kind of documenting me testing it and like the results I got from it. So that's what I'm testing right now is the opening range, or that's what I'm trading right now is the opening range breakout strategy. Works really well, at least from testing it. I think this is going to be a big level here. I'll probably get out if it breaks under this closing price at 2030 though. It all depends on what the SPY does. I suppose I should probably let it work if I'm sticking to my strategy to the T. But I also think that this major support at the closing price from yesterday is going to be significant. Probably not, John. But that's just, it's my first day using live money. I've already taken a nice gain from the market from today. And so I'm probably not going to risk it. Maybe when I get a little bit more comfortable in the trade and I've traded it more, I might consider adding to it. But at this point, I'm just kind of sticking to what I tested on it and, you know, what I did when I paper traded it to, you know, try to stick as close to the strategy I gave myself as possible. What do you mean, Danny? Do you mean what time frame chart I use? I use a 5-minute if that's what you're talking about. AMD's still pushing up here, even though the SPY dropped down some, but now the SPY is starting to push up, so just going to keep holding it here. I would love to get a $100 gain today. That would be ideal, but I may be being greedy if I expect that.
I'm getting another push here. Let's see what happens up at the resistance.
Oh yeah, for sure, Enduro. I appreciate that, man, dude. My hand was over it. I was about to hit buy again.
Oh man,
that would have been. I mean, it would have been terrible. I only have 100 shares, but I definitely don't want to make that mistake again because it's just adding up with commissions. Right. It's my first day. You know, I planned this out and it's going well, but you know, I got to focus on making the right moves. I don't want to burn up any more commissions. Commissions are overall pretty cheap though, but still, I don't want to burn through more. You know. But yeah, Todd, if you do test the gap fill, like the gap reversal strategy, like I did, the way I tested it, just to show you, is like I said, I look for anything that with over a 20-cent gap. And my logic is that like anytime AMD gaps up over 20 cents, then it's usually a little bit extended on the direction of the gap, right? And so it has a better chance of it reversing and filling the gap in those cases. If it's like a break-even gap, I don't really try it. But if it's like a significant gap over 20 cents, I think that's when the gap reversal, gap fill strategy makes the most sense. And like that's what you see today. 5 minute, Danny. 5 minute candles. All right, we got AMD breaking the high of the day here. We got the SPY pushing up, which is all good. SPY breaking the high of the day. Really strong move up. Just going to keep holding it here. There we go. SPY broke the high of the day. We should see AMD start to push up more with the SPY's strength. I mean, so here's the thing, right? Typically, AMD follows the SPY, and so like when the SPY gaps down significantly, a lot of the times AMD is going to do the same thing as well, Todd. And so, yes, but it's more so like AMD follows the SPY for the most part, and so when the SPY gaps down big, a lot of times AMD does as well. And so it's not irrelevant, but it's something that as long as AMD is following the SPY, then it kind of gives me confirmation in trading it with the SPY.
Kron and a nice flag action there. Kron and APHA looking good there for longs.
Yeah, I see Kron. CGC kind of is like the outlier here. It's kind of testing the VWAP here, like it may fade some.
You got that 13.95 support here. Pull back somewhere in that 14. I like it. You could risk off that 95 or the 92.
So AMD's dropping. The SPY still just broke the high of the day, but I'm probably holding under this 30 level. This 30 level is where I'll get out if it breaks under 30. And I think that's reasonable. It's already filled that gap. If it breaks below that previous day's closing price, then I don't want it to come back down. But it's all relative to what the SPY does. All right, we'll see if the SPY holds that support.
Kron getting bought up in the 14s there.
All right, this is where I gotta be careful here. Like I said, breaks under 2030. I just gotta jump out. It's at 2032s. No, wait, I'm about to click buy again.
Oh man, we're gonna have to make a cover button.
I know, man. It's conditioning. I just got to condition myself to get used to it.
It's all good.
All right, here we go. Here's the test. I want to see it hold support here. All right, I'm out. All right, $72 gain. I'll definitely take it today. Maybe could have let it test this closing price a little bit, but it's my first day with live money. Really happy with the gain. Strategy worked out really, really well. And now we're getting a drop, so maybe exited at the right time. But definitely happy with that. I'll take it for sure. Not a bad first trade using the strategy, so. Appreciate it, two-way. Thanks, bro. Yeah, man, it's just one of those things. Like, I've done all the hard work for it. I've tested it. And now it's just time to reap what the work I've done, to benefit from the work I've done. So, I'll take it. SPY dropping. Looks like it was a good time to exit.
I have a limit order out for 705. on APHA. If it bounces, I'm willing to go ahead and get filled. Risk off the 708.
Yeah, I can pull you up.
It might not bounce, but I thought that was a good opportunity there. Needed to bounce up there to VWAP. Didn't want to
Appreciate it,
hammer
Metron.
it at 699. Let's see what else we can see here.
So yeah, I mean, at this point, it's just about getting used to it enough to scale back up in sizing and continue to use bigger sizing. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with my exit here. You can see a big drop, and so I'll take it for sure. I didn't want to let it keep dropping and miss out on the profit I had. Yeah, for sure. Nice way to start the week, definitely. Just going to stick with it. You know, like I said, really accurate strategy from the back testing results. Pretty accurate. SAEX maybe a VWAP bounce here. It looks good.
I'm also looking for MU for VWAP bounce here in the 60s. Probably not going to get this bounce in APHA.
Just be careful because the cannabis stocks, they did run. CGC has since dropped, though, and Cron is kind of sideways now. NBEV's up, though. NBEV was a pretty flag there.
Yeah, it just got shorted heavy. Also looking for MU to get back to VWAP. So pretty much I'm looking for VWAP rejections here.
Yeah, so I'm actually really happy with this exit. You know, it made the most sense. Now, really, this is from the SPY dropping. And so if the SPY bounces, it's going to bounce right here. And so we could see a bounce on AMD here. But overall, happy with that exit. Got out right before this drop right here. So I'll take it. But yeah, it's surprising how well. What? APHA?
Nah, MU did a wick up to 57. Wish I would have been able to take that 57.
I don't see the wick up.
No chance.
I think that might have been a glitchy part of it. I don't see it on my end.
Yeah, they took it away right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a 67 order that showed there. Yeah, Cron turning really down south there. I'm just not getting a chance to get in here on APHA. No bounce there high enough for me to get in there.
And it's surprising how well the opening range breakout works. You know, for a very simple strategy, you know, it works pretty well. You know, you can see the accuracy rate's good. And if you approach it in a way where you're looking to get more than 1-to-1, I think it makes a lot of sense. Nice two-way. Good work, bro. Killing it today, man. I'm going to have to add this strategy to the website. I forgot to add this one. So yeah, first day, not bad. I made some mistakes. I bought sometimes when I meant to sell. 3 times to be exact. But luckily it didn't hurt me much at all. I think it actually helped me one of those times. But yeah, first day went fairly well. Definitely a success, I would say. It's just about how well it works for the rest of the week. But yeah, somebody asked me how much my commissions were. Commissions are roughly $3 to $4 a round trip on TEFs. And so, you know, yeah, accidentally buying when I should have sold is going to rack up some commissions, but it's not going to be that bad. But if anybody's interested in using the broker that Mitch and I use, we use TradeNet, and they do have their New Year's sale going on right now, so you get 20% off TradeNet intro packages and 10% off all the other ones, I believe. And so pretty cheap commissions. if you're looking to trade penny stocks, you're not going to find many on there, though, so you do want to understand that. But if anybody is interested in using them and taking advantage of the 20% off New Year's sale going on for about the next week, you can go through the link I'm posting in the chat. And I just posted it if anybody wants to check that out. But yeah, for sure, the opening range breakout is good with volume. And so I think you have to have volume. It's kind of one of the things, like I was explaining to, I think it was somebody, I can't remember who it was, but I want to take advantage of it while it still works. And so that's why I'm kind of jumping in using bigger sizing than I usually do, is because I want to take advantage of it while it still works. You know, it may be one of those strategies that only works when the market is really volatile and has a lot of momentum. And so, you know, while it's still working, I want to be able to take advantage of it. No, that's correct. SA. I don't know how to pronounce your name. But yeah, no, that's right. It's kind of like a prop firm is the best way to describe it. I actually just posted a video walking through kind of what it's about and the pros and cons of it. SAEX squeezing up. I'm really curious to see what AMD is going to do here. I mean, not really SAS Citrix or whatever it is. About 2 days, day trade. About two to 3 business days is what it took me. I mean, not really. So here's the thing, right? Like SA. So this is the thing, right? You pay for the intro account, right? The intro account right now with this sale is $400, and you get a $700 max loss, and so you actually get an extra $300 to lose. But aside from that, it's like a prop firm. And like I said, like I posted a video about it this weekend, where I think TradeNet really shines is allowing new traders to use small sizing and really take the time to learn to trade with cheap commissions and cheap platform fees. I think anywhere else that new traders go, they're going to get hit with really expensive platform fees and stuff like that. But like I said in the video, like if you're a trader that is already really well versed and you know you want to use bigger sizing like over 1,000 shares, like 2,000 shares, then commissions are going to be expensive and the conditions for you trading on there are definitely going to be less favorable. But if you're a trader that is relatively new that wants to learn to trade with cheap commissions and cheap platform fees so you can actually spend the time to learn to trade, I think that's where TradeNet really shines. But like I said, I don't know if I would use it. If I was using over 1,000 shares, I probably wouldn't use them because, like I said, it's just less favorable because you have the profit split and the commissions are going to go up substantially. But I definitely think they have their uses specifically for new traders. I think that's where it makes the most sense.
Here comes a drive in the SPY. Driving stocks back up.
I know, man. Maybe I got out of it a little early. I mean, on AMD.
I think it's also, I mean, when you don't execute flawless, it's always better just to take profit.
Right. Yeah, I knew myself. It was my first day. I was buying when I should sell and stuff. So I just wanted to get a first profit in on the first day, and I'm sure I'll get more comfortable with it as time goes on. What's up, Jury?
That's what I noticed, at least from my side. I think it's more than fine with you selling, especially when you're making mistakes.
Right.
You make mistakes, you don't want your average cost to then literally cost you.
Yeah, for sure. Kron getting back up to the VWAP. Maybe for
looking for a VWAP reject. Tiva up to the 1840s. You can risk off at 1845. MU looks interesting there in the 70s, risking off at 3480. But it's all about the SPY. The SPY's still up. And in my sense, it's had 1, 2, 3 drives. I need to let it drive one more time and fail before I start slamming short here. I know it's had that third drive there. I'm going to look to see if it holds that drive and gets back above that 257.60, or if we're going to go ahead and break down through that 257.20.
What, bud? Okay, hold on one second, buddy. Sorry, my son's homesick today. You about to get in?
I'm thinking about it. The real key is that level. What's going to happen with the SPY overall? I don't like how it's holding above VWAP, and that's why I haven't taken it here. Even though I know the resistance right there is at 3480. Doesn't look bad because there's been multiple touches of that 3480 and rejected, but it's one of these that it's not exactly my strategy, so it's definitely a C plus play, and I have to go ahead and judge it off of that. Twillo making good moves, man. With the bigger stock, that's pretty. I like that.
Hey, appreciate that, man. SA. Appreciate the $5 donation, brother. He said, by the way, thanks for making my morning coffee worth my time. I thought I'd buy you a cup as well. Thanks, brother. Appreciate it, man. Shout out to SASTRIX for the $5 super chat. Thanks, brother. It's awesome, man. Appreciate the support. Yeah, bro, we do this every day, man. We day trade live on stream every weekday. And so, Strix, okay. But yeah, man, we day trade live every weekday, man. So, come check us out tomorrow, bro. Appreciate the sub, Robert. Welcome, brother. Appreciate it. Yeah, I didn't know how to pronounce it, man. I didn't know. Usually when it's like that, I just say the first two letters. But I appreciate it, man. Kron is right up to the VWAP 1991. Risk could be 14. I think that's pretty tight. 9 cents for Kron, CRON.
Yeah, I'm seeing it.
Hey, we're happy to have you here, Jorge. Thanks, brother.
Always gotta have a whore. Hey.
CGC getting up there as well. One of my favorite fighters is Jorge Masvidal in the UFC. He's a beast, man. He's underrated, but he's a beast.
Here comes the push. There's a push for Kron for VWAP fade or VWAP reject.
Right, that's what I'm looking at. 14 is a pretty tight risk on that one, too. I think it all depends on what the overall market does.
The SPY coming back up there. Closing the gap. Trying to close the gap. Saw a turnaround there for MU.
I don't know if I'm done yet, man. It just depends. Like, I'll probably be done. You know, I think Mitch is still looking for trades though, but I'll probably be done on my end just because I've already made a decent gain. I don't want to give any of it back, and I'm just gonna try to keep as close to the strategy I gave myself as possible. BAC. Yeah, look at BAC go. BAC shooting up. So where are you looking to enter this one, Mitch?
Well, I'm looking for another fail up there, above this kind of resistance that it keeps kind of rejecting from, which is the 67 pre-market. So what I want to see is kind of another attempt to get up and the SPY kind of reverse, because if the SPY is going to continue going bull, then I can't go and short a stock right now. And that's what I've been seeing so far. And I'm just continuously watching the SPY as it keeps running. You know, you look at it on a 15-minute, we're getting finally up there to that resistance, which is 257.78. I'm going to see if that holds and starts taking it down.
Yeah, Pablo. So yeah, I used the opening range breakout strategy. Made $72 with 400 shares. I'll post a video. I do have a video kind of explaining what I've been doing with this strategy, and so I'll post that so you could see it. So just give me 1 minute, and I'll post that. Okay, so yeah, Pablo, this video I'm posting now is kind of my breakdown of the testing results and the overall strategy I'm using. Just that video I just posted there is it. Yeah, I kind of agree with that as well too. Like one thing I used to do, right? Like you can ask Mitch. Like one of my strategies used to be just shorting stocks at the low of the day. But a lot of the time I would get faked out right at that low of the day. And so instead of doing that, I waited for a bounce up to the VWAP because it's still in that downward trend, but it's bouncing up, giving me much better reward to my risk in those type of trades. And once I started doing that, my trading improved substantially. I think if you're just trying to short low of the day breaks or high of the day breaks, I think you're going to get faked out a ton, and the risk reward isn't necessarily favorable for me at least. And so one of the ways I combat that is, like I said, I wait for a bounce instead of breaks of the level.
All right, putting on a short here, 68. Should get filled right here.
You got a limit order?
76 would be my out. I have a limit order there. There, it got hit.
That wasn't bad, Phil.
All right, 76 has to be my out here, guys. Got to be careful. I don't want to see the SPY break that 257.8. I like my entry, especially if it gets back below VWAP here. Come on, SPY. What are you going to do there? Getting heavy there in the 68s. Push it down through the 60s. Let's go.
Right, that's my thoughts exactly, Todd, is that a lot of times you're going to get faked out at those levels. And so using them kind of as range-bound plays, there you go.
There you go. Looking good.
Where are you going to take profits?
First profit will be down here. First support, 42.
I think you may want to consider the $0.50. I mean, that's just me, but it's completely up to you. I just think $0.50 is probably one of the areas it may bounce.
Yeah, then 34.50s. It's not a bad spot.
Right. I think $0.50 a lot of times get hit, and so and they bounce or reject there. And a lot of times it'll go to those levels, you know. All right, there's 57s looking good for you. It also may bounce here though.
No, you got to let this play go here. It's not worth it here.
For sure.
Got to watch the SPY and see if it cracks down here. It's had a nice turn there. Just needs to crack down.
$58s, $57s, $56. Let's get that breakdown. There you go.
All right.
All right, at 52s. Are you gonna take any at $0.50? Or are you gonna still give it a time?
Just a second more. All right, took a little bit there. 100 off.
Good.
Just to pay myself for the trade, guys. I have 20 bucks there. Let's let this little bit work here. Let's see if we can get down to the 40s.
Here, I gotta pull MU up. I'm gonna pull it up on my chart. Hold on, one second.
Go ahead, pull it up on your chart.
Okay. There you go. Good trade so far, though.
Yep. Patience.
Yeah.
Now we're using our break-even rate, 68. We won't lose on this trade.
Yeah, I think that's reasonable.
We can use 70 if we wanted. It's right above it, but I think 68 is good because it's a pre-market level.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of been chopping through the VWAP, but hopefully that VWAP acts as some resistance and it rejects off of that VWAP. You know?
There you go. Looks like we're getting a down push there. That's some big share size at 55s. Look on the daily chart, it still looks good. This comes down through here. We can get hard push down to the VWAP on the SPY. We can get a nice move here on MU. Just needs to get through here heavy. There's some on the ass there going through there, 53s, but low sizing.
All right, Strix. Have a good day, brother. We'll see you tomorrow, man.
Looks good for Kron. Kron looking good, and MBEV also.
Yeah, MBEV might be breaking down here. NIO has just been skyrocketing up for the last 30 minutes or so.
Yeah, I would watch for that one to turn. See if that one takes a turn. We're going to get a bounce here. Got to respect to our levels, guys. That's all we got to do. The key is look for that big sizing. If there's no big sizing to take it back above that 3470s, then it should get slammed down again. The real key is watch the SPY. What's going to happen? Are we going to get above 80s there? All right, I'm watching my trade, 65s there.
Yeah, that $0.50, it bounced off of that area.
Yeah, it was a good spot to take profits. The SPY bounce, that's what happened there. We didn't get the complete wash.
Yep. SPY starting to push.
All right, base 68, got to hold the 70s because I'm already at that. There's 69s. 69 showed up for a second there, guys. Seems like I'm in at a great spot there. I just got to watch for a little bit above, see if anything fills here. SPY's above there. Got to be careful. I'm out.
Good trade. About break even, but, you know.
Yeah. I mean, a little bit better than break even, but.
You approached it in the right way. I think you protected yourself and was able to give yourself the best chance.
That's all it is. The washdown is going to happen sooner or later. And that's not more instinctual. That's going to happen. And when it happens, I need to go ahead and give myself an ability to hold so that I can make that big gain. Let's see if we get a rejection here on 70s. Looks like it kind of faked me out there on the SPY. It broke the SPY and came immediately right back down.
Yeah, for Anix asking about market orders. Like on TEFs, I don't think market orders are bad. I think the limit orders are worse fills on TEFs. But on a conventional broker, I wouldn't really recommend market orders. I think on TEFs it's fine, but on a regular broker, you know, like a limit order, it's like you got to get filled at that price or better. A market order is kind of vague and broad, and you can get filled at the quote-unquote best price, which could be much worse. And so I tend to prefer limit orders as well. That's rough, Lucas. Don't stress it, man. I mean, add the full sizing if you need to, you know.
I'm watching MBV here also.
Look at NIO, man. NIO is really squeezing up here. Wow, look at NIO go today, man.
Yeah.
Look at that
I was
move, bro.
watching it up to 50s. It looked like it was gonna break down. No breakdown there.
If that's not a
Hold my
fake,
eyes at 84.
if that's not a fake out of a VWAP fade, I've never, I don't think I've ever seen one like that, man. Look at that fake out of the fade and just monster squeeze.
Believe it or not, I almost took those 45s.
Let's look what's going on with it.
Still
Oh,
got
what?
involved with it, right? It wasn't viable. It was 1-1.
For the fade?
Yeah, it wasn't
Yeah.
viable. It was like 1.4, but it wasn't even a 2-1. That's why I didn't take it.
And I'm trying to see what's going on with NIO.
The real key is what's going on with this SPY right now.
SPY's up, man.
It
Rebounding
keeps finding
completely.
that level though.
Well, the SPY almost filled the gap. It didn't quite yet. It's about
Rejected
halfway
again.
through the gap.
Rejected hard again there.
I'm trying to see what's going on with NIO here. No, I don't see anything new for NIO. Last news that came out was on the 11th. Maybe I'm missing it.
I was trying to get in there. Dropped on me. Can't get in now. Just trying to re-enter the trade there.
Yeah, man, I'm seeing a lot of gap fills too, Todd. Look at Roku here. Maybe a VWAP bounce in Roku. I think it ultimately depends on what the SPY does, but Roku's right around the VWAP. BAC, fill in the gap. C, Citigroup, up, fill in the gap. So, yeah, a lot of gap fills, like Todd said. And so, yeah, like I said, anybody wants to use TradeNet, which is the broker that Mitch and I use, they do have their New Year's sale going on right now. So, pretty favorable prices. You get the intro package for 20% off, so 400 instead of 5. So, pretty good deal. If you're interested in using TradeNet, you can go through my link. I make a commission from it. It's one of the ways we keep the stream free. But like I said, I kind of try to be honest with people about it. Penny stocks are basically nowhere to be found on TradeNet. So, if you're a penny stock trader, it's probably not the best for you. But Mitch and I typically find enough to trade, but our price range is kind of in between $7 and $20, and so we kind of make it work. A lot of shorts, cheap commissions, but go check them out if you're interested. Just posted the link. MBOT sketchy here, but every big red candle had a nice bounce up. Yeah, what did MBOT go? Yeah, I can't trade it. Like I said, it was under $4, but man, look at the strength. We're showing a lot of strength, really.
Interesting for MU there at 58.9s. Looked interesting there off of 70s.
What was your P&L for that trade?
$11.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, a little bit better than break even. So I think you approached it the right way. I think that was the smartest way to approach it.
Yeah, I could have held maybe to my original risk, but didn't want to do that as the SPY kept holding. It really was the SPY that shook me out of that.
Yeah, for sure.
And I wanted to get back in on this candle here at 64, risking off of that 72. But I wasn't able to get an entry there. So got to hold off here. See if I can get an entry.
I think I might have gotten scared out of mine a little bit too early too. Like the whole goal of mine is to let it work until noon as long as it stays above my entry. And I think where I got out of the trade made sense. But I do think I may have missed out on some reward. But I think it was my first live money trade with bigger sizing. And so, I think I need to just take what I can get today.
Cron is interesting. That's a huge flag right there. Huge flag. Look at it on the 5-minute. Look at Cron on the 5-minute. That's
super obvious too.
Yeah. You can just see it. It's holding that 1388. There's a flush down with MU. See if we get a bounce back to 68. If we get anywhere bounce there, I'll definitely take it.
Which one on MU?
On MU. Yeah.
You'll probably receive it. Here's the thing: did you get Day Trader for Life? Did you get an email from your account manager? I'll try to help you out if I can. I can reach out to them. But yeah, you should. The way it works, Day Trader, is like first they send you the paper account, and they send you like your login for their paper account. Once they send you that, once you get an email from your account manager, which it might have been the weekend, man. But once you get an email from your account manager, just tell them, say, look, I'm ready for my login for my funded account, and they should send it to you. Usually for me, it takes like 3 business days tops. But don't stress it, Day Trade. It might take about a week max, but you'll get it, bro. But yeah, let me know if they've contacted you, if your account manager has contacted you, just email them and say, hey, look, I'm ready for the funded account, and they'll send it to you. You also got to make sure you signed the 2 documents that you have to sign after signing up. One time I forgot to sign those, and I had to. My account manager had to remind me to do it, so that took a little bit longer.
I'm liking MU on more of a 5-minute base. You look at it on 5-minute, still holding well. Should make a push here, maybe to his 3470. Let's see if it fails.
Kron maybe breaking out of the triangle here, especially if we can get over 14 and hold.
Yeah, it looks like we could get a push here, a real strong push, or kind of meet those levels and come back here. But yeah, Kron looks definitely strong there.
Yeah, if it gets over 14, it looks good.
This is when I like to start using 5-minute candles. Whenever you're getting choppiness, use a 5-minute or a more kind of further approach. You'll be able to see the stocks kind of build at levels.
MPO popping up on the scanner. It's a gas stock. But it's popping up. It's squeezing up here.
Ooh, Tiva. I missed that pop to VWAP.
Wow, look at PHUN, man. PHUN dropped all the way from 550 to 96.
Look at Tiva though. That I wish I wouldn't have missed.
Look at the 1-minute flag, and you can see it on the 5-minute too, but on AMD.
Nice for Tiva.
Look at that 1-minute flag on AMD. Super, super obvious. Like, look at this. I like it on the 1-minute better. It's just bigger, but look at this flag. Look how obvious this flag is. Wow. Look at it on AMD. Super obvious. Look at this. Look at that.
All right. Short there, guys. Risking off a 70 here.
Oh, on which one?
On MU. Looking to add some share size if I can get a little bit higher, 65s. I don't have enough to add that share size right there. Wasn't willing to add right here in this area. Don't want to see it over that 70 here, guys.
What's your risk? Oh, 70.
There you go. It's pushing. We're getting a breakout. Small loss there. Just $25.
Yeah, so you're fine.
It's more along. I didn't want to miss out of that move there. If it was going to break down, that's going to be the point. Now we're getting that hold.
But yeah, day trader for life. Let me know, man. I'll do my best to help. You know. But yeah, look at that 1 minute flag. If not, you can look at my screen, Mitch, on AMD. Super, super obvious here. I think it depends ultimately on what the SPY does, but it's definitely getting crunched in between this level here.
Definitely. That's why I use the 5 minute. It's even easier.
Yeah, it's definitely there too. Chart's a great example of sector strength. Look at XLK. See how the gap didn't fill. Now look at XLK holdings. None of these filled the gaps. And XLK shows this. What is XLK? I've never traded that one before, Todd. NBEV may be a rejection here. Yeah, look at the little triangle forming. I tend to like, I think it looks prettier on a 1 minute for this triangle. Because look at this on a 1 minute. Super obvious. So extend it to the right. Get it to close down on some of this. There we go. So yeah, it's right in between that range now, and it's definitely still following this triangle on AMD. SPY pushing on breaking the high of the day. So yeah, maybe I'm the reason I'm analyzing AMD because I'm trying to see if I got out a little early on it. SPY breaking the high of the day, so I tend to think I did.
NIO still breaking out there. Daily chart looks good too. If you think Kron's gonna break out, I think this is the spot right here. You could risk off at 80, but let's see what's gonna happen here. See a support here at 80.
Alright, looking at AMD here, see if we get this triangle break. I think it all depends on what the SPY does, but SPY breaking the high of the day. We'll see what we get here for AMD. Very obvious triangle in the 1 minute. AMD definitely filled the gap. It's just about whether the SPY continues doing it.
Guys, so I'm going to go ahead and take a long trade here off of 1381. 1381 here.
Appreciate it, Jesus. Thanks, brother. Appreciate the sub, man. Welcome. What's your risk in this one?
81.
What's your reward target?
First profit 14. Next profit 14, 13.
Okay. Doesn't look bad.
Just want to see the SPY hold. You know, we got that breakout.
Yeah, of course, man. Sometimes the stock will stop following the SPY. You know, sometimes it just won't follow the SPY anymore. And so, yeah, sometimes AMD follows the SPY really closely, and sometimes it goes against it. And so it all just depends on what it's doing on that specific day. All right, Enduro, have a good day, brother. Have fun, man. Do we think MBOT will go up or down? I don't have MBOT up. I know Two Way's been trading it. Maybe he probably knows better than I would about MBOT right now. I think it'll probably eventually come back down, just from my bias on overextension. I think it's really extended, and so I think MBOT will probably come back down. But the daily chart's been hit a lot, so we'll see. But that's just kind of my take on it. Big green day for it today, though. There you go, up to 92. SPY up still. A lot of stuff starting to come back up here. MU is, NBEV is, and so that's good news for you in a cannabis play. We'll see. Let's see Cron push up, CGC moving up some more too.
All right, want to see this hold here.
I'm not trying to be the dead horse, but the ETF XLK owns MU. Compare MU to XLK. XLK. Interesting. Yeah, I'll check that out, Todd. Let me see. Once Mitch is done, I'll have to wait until Mitch is done. But so, Mitch, look at my screen. You can also see that they have this triangle on Cron right here. So, like, if you look at it. Let me pull it up. The base of that triangle is at about a 1380 or so. If you look at my screen here on the bottom, 1379. And so I think it may test that area.
Getting a turn in the SPY there. Wanted it to hold above that level.
There you go. It's better.
Nope, just got to get bought up there in the 90s.
Look at MBOT go. MBOT breaking the high of the day. It's up to 594. I think overall, over time, this thing's going to come back down, but who knows what MBOT is going to do today. It's important to know the SPY ETFs. I have them on the watch list so I can note strong or weak sectors. XLU utilities are weak and XLF financials are strong. Yeah, that makes sense. That's a good idea, Todd. Yeah, Martin, I'm in the U.S. And like I said, if you want to sign up, there's the link, Martin. But like I said, I try to do my best. Check out the video I posted this weekend if you want to see kind of a run through on like what TradeNet's about. Like I said, my take on it is that like it's good if you're using less than 1,000 shares, and
be careful here.
And you're learning to trade. If you use over 1,000 shares and you're more experienced, I don't know if the conditions are as favorable as they would be. Also, penny stocks aren't available to trade, but overall, I can usually find a decent amount to trade, and so I think that overall that it's beneficial for me. But it all just depends on what you trade, how big of sizing you want to use, and so forth and so on. No, I'm not on the PDT rule with TEFs. There's no PDT rule in there. I can trade as much as I want.
You got to hold to this. Can't let it get back underneath 80s.
Yeah, it's kind of at the very bottom of that range of the triangle. Hopefully we get a bounce here and it kind of follows through with that triangle.
Got to be careful. I'm out.
I don't know. I still think it's at the bottom of that triangle. I think it might bounce here.
Yeah, maybe I 1 cent early. That's what happens, jumping in along here, taking a quick stop out. Gonna go ahead and end the day. definitely not executing, definitely fighting the market. I'm gonna wait for that day that it comes down, man. Either that or it's gonna come up because that's what's happening to me. Trading into a market and fighting the trend. That's what happens, guys. You fight the trend, you're gonna take hits, and that's what's going on right now. All right, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and get on out of here. You guys have a good day. Take care. I'll be back.
All right, brother. See you tomorrow, man. All right, with all that said, I'm probably done for the day as well. Overall, pretty good day for me. I'm definitely happy that the first day of using this strategy worked out with real money. $72 gain on the day, I'll definitely take it. It is something I'm going to have to start getting used to using this strategy, and I think it's just about conditioning at this point, conditioning myself to, implement and execute the plan I give myself in these type of trades. And so we'll see how tomorrow goes. Hopefully it goes well. Just going to keep at it, keep testing the strategy. And overall good day. One green day under my belt with this strategy, and just gonna let it keep working. So TradeNet's offshore. Also, shout out to Trade Ideas. Trade Ideas is cool enough to let me stream these scans every day, and they really make my morning much, much easier. And so if you're interested in checking out Trade Ideas, I'll post the link here as well. Super dynamic and thorough scanner. Really helps like I said, make my mornings much easier. So I just posted the link if you're interested in checking out Trade Ideas. There goes AMD breaking under that triangle, which is kind of what I was looking for, this big triangle break here. Maybe my exit at that point at 2030 was a good idea. Definitely, I think, made sense. And so I'm happy with that exit for the most part. But yeah, there's no PDT rule with TradeNet or TEFs, and that's why I like using them as well. I can trade as much as I want. But yeah, I'll post the link one more time. Y'all can go check it out. There's the link if you're interested in using TradeNet and getting 20% off. I think their New Year's sale's going on for another week or so. And so, once after a week, it'll go back to its usual price. But there's the link if anybody wants to take advantage of it. Yeah, let me know, Todd. Send me a text, man. I'm down to hear it. Do I use standard settings on Trade Ideas? So, I've created some of the scans myself, breaking out on volume is like a scan I built. And so, you can build your own scans. This one just shows when a stock has, I think, 2 times the average volume, and it breaks with decent volume. Just breaking out on volume. So, you can customize and build your own scans. That's kind of what I've done. But yeah, go check out Trade Ideas. It's the Trade Ideas link in the chat. But yeah, not a bad day. I'll be posting a video soon, so be on the lookout for that. And good luck for the rest of the day, guys. I'll see you all tomorrow. Have a good day. Oh, also, guys, if you haven't already, hit that like button on this video. It does help support us. I appreciate any support I can get. So if you click the like button, I really, really appreciate it. Also, if you haven't already, click that subscribe button. Mitch and I day trade live on stream every weekday morning starting at 8:40. So we day trade live on stream, showing full transparency, showing everything that we do and all of our account balances and everything like that. So go check that out and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. But good luck for the rest of the day, guys. I'll see you all tomorrow. Have a good one.